Bus system of microprocessor. This topic will give course outcome to student is student will able to define various buses and their functions. So in a microprocessor, there are three types of buses being used, as the name suggests, buses. And in general life, we know that buses are useful for transportations. So similar functions buses are also having in a microprocessor. So look at this diagram. Here is CPU. Consider this CPU as a microprocessor for now. It is connected with primary memories, RAM and ROM, then interface circuits, and then peripheral devices. These peripheral devices are nothing but some input and output devices. Okay, so this microprocessor must communicate with these devices, memory devices, and input output devices. So for that, there are buses. So there are three types of buses in a microprocessor named as address bus, data bus, and control bus. So we will learn role of each bus one by one. So we are starting with address bus. So in this figure, we can see this address bus is connected to this microprocessor to primary memory RAM, then primary memory ROM, and then interface circuit. And via interface circuit, it is connected with input and output devices. But what we can observe is this is unidirectional bus, means directional is from processor to memory and other peripheral devices. Okay. So what is the role of this address bus is address bus is a unidirectional bus. It is used to transfer addresses of memory, input or output devices from processor. Defines the maximum memory that can be connected to the processor. Means whenever this processor begins execution, first of all it places certain bit of addresses in this address bus, and this addresses bus are connected with memory devices and input output devices. So this microprocessor will place either address of this memory location or port number of this input output devices, so that later on certain operands or instruction can be fetched from this memory or from this input output ports for the execution in the CPU. So this is the actual role of address bus. So ultimately, address bus used to transfer addresses of memory, input or out devices from processor. And the direction is always from processor to memory or input output devices. This is generally unidirectional. The address are flows from one direction, in one direction only, from processor to either memory or input output devices. And this address bus defines maximum memory that can be counted, that can be connected to the processor. Yes, this is very useful thing. For example, n-bit address bus can points to maximum of 2 power n locations, means 2 power addresses. For example, 16-bit address bus is there. Okay, it can points to maximum 2 power 16, that is 65,536 addresses. Means if the microprocessor which is having 16 bit of address bus, we cannot put a memory whose addresses are divided into more than 65,536. This is the maximum number of addresses which can be supported by this microprocessor if it is having address bus of 16 bit. Okay, so every microprocessor defines a maximum capacity of memory that can be supported by that can be addressable by that particular microprocessor. And in 8085 microprocessor, it is having a 16-bit address bus. So simply we can say in a 8085 microprocessor, as the address bus size is 16-bit, so at a time microprocessor can place 16-bit in a address bus for identifying any addresses. So total 2 power 16, that is equal to 65,536 addresses can be pointed by 8085 microprocessor. Okay, this is about address bus. Now next we are moving to the data bus. Look at this data bus here. Now role of address bus is over to place address, and that will point to either memory location or will point to certain port numbers if the device is input or output device. Okay, once the address bus is used for placing address, now from that location we have to take a data or instruction to the processor. So data bus is simply useful for transferring a data or actual content from microprocessor to the memory or input output devices, or from input output devices or memory to the microprocessor. So this data bus is of course a bidirectional. We can say here data bus is a bidirectional. For this particular case, okay, for this particular case data bus is unidirectional because this is rom, this is read only memory. So for this read only memory there is direction is unidirectional, but this is ram, there is a two directions. Okay, both data can flow in a both the direction from processor to memory and then memory to processor. Third is here for the input output circuitries. Okay, means ultimately this interface circuitry is connected with input output devices. So again it is bidirectional here. So about data bus, it is bidirectional bus, transfers data in both the direction from and to the processor, used to transfer data between processor, memory and input output devices. And this data bus defines maximum data that can be transferred from and to the processor at a given time. That is, n bit data bus can transfer n bit data. Okay, not 2 power n bit. For example, 8-bit data bus is there in particular microprocessor, then that can transfer 8 bit of data. Means from a microprocessor to memory or input output, or in other direction from microprocessor to input or output devices to the microprocessor. We can transfer only 8 bit of data at a time. Okay, so in a 8085 microprocessor, generally, not generally, 8085 microprocessor have 8-bit data bus. Means from the given memory location, maximum we can transfer 8 bit at a time. Okay, so this is what about data bus. Now third type of bus is control bus. Control bus, as the name suggests, control bus, it is useful for synchronization and controlling the peripherals and microprocessor itself. So there is a control unit. Okay, we will learn about that later on. There is a control unit in microprocessor which generates certain control signals, control beats, to activate or deactivate, to enable or deactivate other peripherals, other chips, okay, and other pins of their chips. And these control bits are also useful for synchronization purpose. Means at a time certain devices will remain enabled, certain will remain disabled. So this control bits which will be placed in this control bus will decide which device to be activated, which should be remain enabled, which should remain disabled. So these control bits are simply useful for synchronization purposes. Okay, so about control bus, it is partially unidirectional and partially bidirectional, because control signal may flow, sometime may flow in both the direction from processor and from processor to memory or input output, and in certain cases like a DMA, direct memory access, we will learn later on. In such a situation, control signal may flow from input output devices to the processor as well. Okay, so this control bus is a partially unidirectional and partially bidirectional, depends on the types of operation being performed. And then second, transfers or carrying the control signals, as I discussed earlier, it is group of control signal required for various operations of the microprocessor, and that control signals are being carried out within this bus. So this is about control bus. So microprocessor is having three type of bus: address bus, then data bus, and then control bus. Okay, that's it about this bus system. Thank you.